What if I told you one of the most dangerous players at Wimbledon this year wasn't expected to be here at all? A year ago, she was barely part of the conversation. Now she's walking into the biggest tournament in tennis as a seeded player, carrying the hopes of an entire country, and facing the exact opponent who already exposed her biggest weakness once before. This isn't just a first-round match. This is a rematch. And it might tell us whether this rising star is actually ready for the next level. Because over the last few weeks, something happened that nobody saw coming. At the start of June, a 21-year-old stepped onto the grass courts in Birmingham. 6 games later, her opponent had lost the opening set without winning a single game. That wasn't supposed to happen. The scouting reports on her had always sounded cautious, talented, promising, good mover, maybe someone to watch in a few years. Nothing suggested this. 6 days later, she was holding a trophy. And suddenly, the version of this player people thought they understood no longer existed. Over just 3 weeks on grass, she put together 9 wins, beat 2 top 10 players, won her first professional title, and climbed all the way into the top 30. Then Wimbledon released the draw. And before she had even hit a ball, history had already been made. No player from the Philippines, man or woman, had ever entered a Grand Slam as a seeded player. She did it at 21. But this story gets complicated immediately. Because her reward, a first-round matchup against someone who already knows exactly how to beat her. Her opponent is a veteran from Mexico, 14 years on tour. The kind of player who survives in professional tennis not through overwhelming power, but through something much more uncomfortable. She steals rhythm. She slows matches down. She changes tempo until players stop trusting their own timing. And once that happens, everything starts falling apart. She's already done it once. Rewind to August 2024. Hard courts in North Carolina. Back then, our young star wasn't ranked anywhere near the top 30. She was outside the top 100. Still climbing. Still searching for her level. They met in the quarterfinals. At first, it looked one-sided. The youngster came out firing. Flat winners. Clean ball striking. She took the first set 6-3 and looked completely in control. Then the match changed. Not suddenly. Quietly. The veteran started feeding slower balls. More depth. Different speeds. Longer rallies. Nothing dramatic. But point by point, timing disappeared. Shots that had been landing on the lines drifted long. Confidence disappeared. Then came the serve. Double faults. Bad moments. Tension. The entire rhythm collapsed. The veteran took the second set, then ran away with the third. And that kind of loss stays with you. Because losing to someone better is easy to understand. Losing a match you felt you controlled? That's different. You remember every moment, every adjustment, every mistake. And now they meet again. Only this time, they're on grass. And that changes everything. Because the player walking into Wimbledon today isn't the same player who lost in North Carolina. The transformation is ridiculous. At the beginning of 2025, she was hovering around world number 140. By March 2026, top 30. And anyone who follows tennis knows rankings don't move like that by accident. Especially not through the brutal middle section of the rankings where careers often stall for years. She earned it. Quarter-final in Dubai. Round of 16 at Indian Wells. Round of 16 in Miami. Solid results. Consistent progress. Mostly on hard courts. Exactly where everyone expected her to succeed. Then grass season arrived. And everything changed. Birmingham was the first sign. She entered as the top seed. Dropped only 1 set the entire tournament. That lone set came in the final. She recovered and closed it out. Her first professional title. And the reaction said everything. After match point, she stood at the net frozen. Hand over her mouth. Like she needed a second to convince herself it had actually happened. Then she went to Berlin. Entered as a wild card. Ranked outside the elite names. And suddenly started knocking them out. First came the world number 2. A player whose power should have overwhelmed her. Instead, she absorbed it. Redirected it. Returned it flatter and earlier. The favorite finished with more than 40 unforced errors. That wasn't luck. That was pressure. Then came another top 10 player. Different style. Different challenge. Same result. She jumped ahead immediately and never let go. 2 top 10 wins. 1 week. The tennis world stopped treating her like a surprise. And what those matches revealed matters more than the results themselves. Because now we understand why grass works for her. She takes the ball incredibly early. Not commentator early. Actually early. She stands inside the baseline and strikes while the ball is still rising. On grass, that turns ordinary rallies into chaos. Her shots stay low, flat, fast. The ball barely clears the net and reaches opponents at uncomfortable heights. Imagine defending against that. You don't get time. You don't get rhythm. You're bending down, reacting late, trying to lift balls that never sit up. And suddenly everything makes sense. Her results on clay weren't nearly as dominant, because clay slows everything down. Grass does the opposite. Grass rewards exactly what she does best, which creates a huge problem for her opponent, because the veteran's entire game depends on disrupting rhythm. She doesn't generate huge pace. She creates discomfort. Deep soft balls, angles, slices, drop shots. She wants opponents to create their own power. That's how she wins. And against aggressive players, it often works beautifully. That's exactly what happened in North Carolina. Remove the pace. Force hesitation. Wait for mistakes. But grass fights against that style. Low bounce. Quick pace. Less time. Her shots don't sit up the way they do on other surfaces. And her recent results show it. Her grass season has been difficult. Losses came early. Momentum never arrived. The confidence isn't there. Meanwhile, the young Filipina has stacked wins. 9 wins, 3 losses, a title, a semi-final, multiple top 10 victories. At some point, the sample becomes too big to ignore. She might actually be better on grass than anywhere else. But there's one reason this match still matters. One weakness that hasn't disappeared. The serve. It remains the biggest question. Even during her best tournaments, service games haven't always looked secure. The first serve doesn't consistently create easy points. The second serve can sit up. And experienced returners notice that immediately. Her opponent doesn't need to overpower her. She just needs to turn service games messy. Extend points. Create doubt. Force second serves under pressure. That's where this gets interesting. Because betting markets aren't expecting much drama. The veteran opened as a clear underdog. Roughly a 20% chance. Most people have already moved on. But sometimes that's dangerous. Because players with nothing to lose become difficult.
No expectations.
No pressure. Just freedom. Meanwhile, the favorite carries everything. History. Attention. Expectations. The weight of being the highest-seeded Filipino player ever at a Grand Slam. And Wimbledon isn't Birmingham. You feel the spotlight differently here. Every match matters more. Every expectation feels heavier. The question is whether she can carry that weight. There are reasons to believe she can. In Birmingham, fans showed up in huge numbers. The atmosphere changed. She handled it. In Berlin, nobody expected anything. She handled that too. She's already shown she can win as the favorite. And win as the underdog. That's rare at 21. Her opponent isn't intimidated either. She's been here before. She's played slam matches. She's beaten elite players. She understands pressure. But understanding pressure and solving a bad surface are different things. And grass asks different questions, especially against someone taking the ball this early. There is one final wrinkle. One thing nobody should ignore. The veteran's backhand slice. When it's working, it stays brutally low. On grass, that shot becomes dangerous. If she starts landing it consistently. If she forces uncomfortable contact points. If she disrupts timing the way she did before. This match could get uncomfortable very quickly. And that's what makes this so fascinating. This isn't just experience versus youth. It isn't rankings versus rankings. It's proof versus memory. Momentum versus history. A player becoming something new. Against the opponent who once convinced her she wasn't ready. Now we find out. Was Birmingham the breakthrough? Was Berlin the confirmation? Or does Wimbledon remind everyone that growth in tennis isn't always linear? By the end of Monday, we'll have an answer. And it might tell us far more than who survives the first round.